morning friends, and welcome to another episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. Joined here by my old mate Oo. So the inspiration for a bunker mascot was from my mate Tunnel Trek. I hope you're doing okay, mate. Here's to you, buddy. Stay strong. So anyway, this episode's going to be pretty much a rinse and repeat of the old Dig Fest. It's probably all I'll get done this weekend. That's what I meant to mention was thank you, a big cheers and thank you to everybody, all you legends that have subscribed to my channel, because I do really appreciate it. And I know probably everybody says that, but I do genuinely appreciate the fact that you've made that commitment and subscribed, and of course it does help the channel, and that's become very real now that I've become monetized. That process actually, once I reached 1,000 subscribers, was very, very easy. Checked a couple of boxes, and I get a little tiny bit of ad revenue now, and it's not a lot, but every little bit helps or makes a difference, and it's all thanks to you guys. So now, adverts, I know people have different opinions on the adverts, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and my take on it is, if you think about the business, how much storage alone, I used to work in IT, so storage costs money, and costs money in the physical media, and of course it also costs money in power, electricity, and then all the maintenance to keep it running and everything else. So running a business like YouTube's, it's not an inexpensive business to run. And I mean, they don't charge us creators to put material up. They don't charge us viewers to watch. The only charge is the adverts, which personally I don't find them overly intrusive, because I allow all the cookies and all the rest of it. I don't do any top secret stuff on my computer, guys. So if Google know what stuff I'm looking at, I don't really care. And because the positive side of that is I'm getting adverts that are relevant to me. So I'm getting hardware adverts and new products and stuff like that, which actually, not all of it, but most of it is actually quite relevant to my interests. So I don't find it overly onerous. And I'll sit for an ad or two in a video that I'm enjoying, and I'd probably rather not have it, but it doesn't bother me that much. And really honestly, if I really get to the stage where it does bother me, I'll just sign up for premium. So so for anybody that sees the ads and it annoys them, I'm sorry, but it's really the only viable way to make a little bit of income off this, and all that income will be going into this project. That's literally all it's going to be put into. So if that kicks off, then this project can sort of keep along a bit faster. But as I say, I appreciate everybody that watches my videos and subscribe. So anyway, enough yapping. It's time to get on some work. So I'll see you guys down in the bunker. Hi guys, I've come down into the bunker. I haven't been down here all week, and it's actually been a dry week for first time in I don't know when. Sadly, the rain's predicted to kick off again tomorrow. There's a weather warning, extreme rain, winds, all the rest of it. So that brief respite is over, but you can see the difference it makes. It's actually quite dry down here. There's been no collapses. Anyway, let's make the most of it. Check that out, guys. Whoa, it's a big lump. It's waiting to give way. guys, look at this. It's rusted through. It's a shame that it's handy. Okay guys, well that's pretty much it for me. I'm running out of time. I actually unfortunately have a few other things I have to attend to today, so not quite putting in the full day that I'd hoped for the bunker, but I've made good progress, I feel. So basically the digging out for the side tunnel, for the first section of the side tunnel, is complete. I might need to shave a tiny bit out of that corner maybe, but I'm going to wait till I get that next layer of blocking in. So there's 2 layers of blocks to go in, and then it'll be working on the ceiling. But the digging side of it, as I say, for the side tunnel is basically done. So that's a bit of a milestone. And of course, another milestone, guys, I want to share with you. Here we go. How's that for a bit amateurish? So yeah, so YouTube, when you reach 100,000 subscribers, they give you a flash little YouTube button. But for small creators like myself that are struggling and going really slowly, I thought, you know what, I'll create my own little award. So that's my own little award there for 1,000 subs. And I probably, what I think I might do is do it like another one at 2,000, maybe at 4,000, and so on. So because hopefully things will speed up a little bit. But if not, because at current rate, to get to 100,000, it's going to take me about 200 years. So I don't think I have quite that much time on my hands. So I'll do a few little self-congratulatory plaques. But I think it's quite good though to be able to look back, look back at the milestones. So yeah, just a bit of fun, that's all, guys. So I don't take myself seriously, to be honest. I hope you guys don't take me too seriously. That's just a bit of fun. But yeah, 1,000 subs. So again, thank you to everybody that's helped get me there. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so quite pleased, even though it's sort of a shorter session. I got that diggings done. So next session will be block work. And yeah, we feel like I'm getting somewhere. So thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, just a shout out to my Patreons. Really appreciate you guys. Also really appreciate the YouTube members. Got a couple of new ones now, and also the super thanks when they come through. Really appreciate those. And turn that light off. It's probably ruining the shot. Yeah, still getting to grips with this whole filming business. And what else do I want to say? Lord Zek, mate. So you were my very first subscriber, Lord Zek. So if you're still watching, reach out, mate, because I've got something for you. Just a little thank you for being my very first subscriber. And what else? Yeah, so a bit of a short video. So I've actually got a little rant I want to do, but I decided I'll do it after the video, basically. So if you don't want to listen to that, it doesn't interest you, then obviously just tune out there. So I'll basically say goodbye now, and then I'll switch to the little rant. It's basically on the health and safety theme, and I realise that's not everybody's cup of tea, but you know, I feel like I've got a small platform here, and if I can just, I don't know, help one person with my insights, then that's worth it. So so goodbye for now, guys, and this is Lex out, and we'll see you all guys next week, and look after yourselves. Cheers. Okay, guys, so you were warned. So this little extra segment on the end is me having I guess a little bit of a rant. Not a real big rant, but just, I guess, give some of you food for thought. I don't want to tell anybody how to live their lives. No way. Everybody's, hopefully everybody's an adult out there, and they get to choose what they want to do. But I guess some life choices, if I can influence something positive, then I feel I should. So it's on the subject of health and safety, and anybody that's a tradesperson or around trades for any length of time has probably seen the health and safety evolution, I suppose. I've been on the tools in various industries and jobs for, I have to do the math. We're coming up for 46 years. What was off the tongue? About 46 years. And I mean, really, if I look at it, probably a little bit longer than that, because I used to hang around my dad's workshop when I was a kid. So I've seen it go from virtually no health and safety, or very very tokenistic, to probably what's a lot of us older people consider to be over the top now. Where I work, we've got a whole team of health and safety people, and the annoying thing is, I suppose what's annoying to me is that none of them have worked in a workshop. None of them have got their hands dirty. Obviously half of them look like, I don't want to sound wicked, but half of them look like they could do with a gym membership. These people that sit in front of their computers all day telling me how I should be doing my job, and of course that rankles. It's annoying. They come into the workshop and they see a ladder, and it's like they've seen a weapon of mass destruction. I've been going up ladders since I was 10 years old. But having said that, on the subject of ladders, I had to do a working at height course. This is a load of bollocks. But you know what? I learned a couple of strategies for better use of ladders, things I hadn't thought of. Simple things like when you're leaning up, when you get your ladder leaning up, if it's possible, you secure it just with like a ratchet tie down or something like that, and that makes a huge difference to how stable that ladder is. Really is. And I do that all the time now, whereas up until about, I suppose, 10 years ago, I never did it. I just chucked the ladder up wherever, be up there, and it'd be shaking around, and I got around with it. I got away with it all those years. But sometimes I was probably very close to having a catastrophic failure there. But now using these ratchet tie downs to secure the ladder, what a difference it makes. So we can. I guess one point is you're never too old to learn new ideas and things to keep yourself safe. But obviously our health and safety people just go over the top. That creates a pushback, and then I think sometimes it creates a culture of rebellion. And I'm a huge fan of Colin Furze. I watch his channel, and if you read his channel description, he's taking fun out of health and safety, and I get it. I do get it. But then, it was in an episode recently, he was supposed to be at a creators convention, and he actually had to miss the morning session because he was at the A&E getting some rust fragments taken out of his eye. And you know, and I've heard people joke about, oh, the safety squints. You know, when you're grinding, you squint your eyes because that's somehow going to protect them. You know, if that grinding wheel flies apart, and they do, I've had one fly apart. You know, they're coming off at, I don't know, thousands of RPM anyway, and if that goes in your eye, you know, you can lose it. So I guess my rant is about eye safety, because I see so many people taking shortcuts when it comes to eye safety. You know, if you break a bone, guys, it heals. You know, it's an inconvenience. It's, you know, it's a 6 or 8 week painful inconvenience. But if you lose your eye, you know, that's life changing. And you know, with some of these things, you could lose both eyes. And you know, I think if you ever want to put it into perspective, I suppose, get up in the morning and put a blindfold on and see how much of the day you can get done like that, because that's what you're risking when you pick up any sort of tool that could endanger your eyes and you're not wearing eye protection. And it's not expensive. You know, this pair of goggles, this was about $10 from Mitre 10, and they're brilliant. You know, they got little vents in them. They take a few seconds to put on, and they protect you all the way around. They nice sort of seal all the way around there. Because I must admit, sometimes I've been tempted, you know, just with my glasses, but things can get up the side of the glasses. Nothing's getting up the side of these things. These seal really good. They're quite soft, and they're not. These things aren't made to last forever, guys. You know, I've got a couple of pairs, brand new pairs still in the packet, because they get damaged. You know, they can get scratched quite easy and get hard to see out of. Elastic never seems to last that long. But you know, at $10 a pair, who gives a shit, to be honest, just putting it bluntly. And so I have a couple of pairs there, so just in case I can't find a pair, you know, the pair I'm using, there's no excuses. I can just crack open another packet. I always keep mine in the original packet that it came in. This particularly, they don't all come in a packet like this, but this one came in this packet. It's almost like a sandwich packet. But that keeps it nice and clean and, you know, ready for its next use. So that's my rant, guys. If you're using tools, you know, doing any sort of work, it's going to put your eyes at risk. For goodness sakes, wear eye protection, because it's so cheap to purchase, it's so easy to use, and you know, the stakes, what's at stake is huge. I'll tell you a little side story. Actually, when I was in my 20s, I was, you know, that was back in the wild days when I didn't really pay much heed to health and safety and PPE, and I was using a cold chisel. I think I was taking off a ball joint or something off a car, and I got the old cold chisel in there and gave it a smack. Had the safety squints on, as we joke about, and got the job done. Went home. That night, I sort of had a slight irritation in my eye. Woke up in the middle of the night, and it felt like I had a tennis ball made out of fish hooks stuck in my eye. It was incredibly painful. My whole head was hurting. I was in huge pain, and so I went to the A&E in the next morning, and yeah, I drove in, of course, with one eye, which is stupid when I think about it. But that's the sort of shit we did back then, you know. And you know, if you've never been to an eye clinic, I don't know what it's like now. This is you know, going back 40 odd years. You went in there, and the waiting room and the clinic part was all one. There was no separate room. So anyway, I was next up on the block, and they sit you in this seat, and this clamps your head solid. So you just can't move your head at all. And then the doctor, he squirts some stuff in here to deaden the eye, and oh man, it was like acid. It really hurt. And then he gets a fucking great excuse my French, but gets a great big hypodermic needle and injects my eye. And you know, by then it was, to be honest, it was got a bit dead, so I didn't really feel that too much. And then he's coming in with this great big, well, it wasn't big, but it looked big because it's coming in towards your eye. This bloody thing to dig this bit of metal out. And the funny thing is, there was some other people waiting for their turn, and there was a kid there, and his parent was trying to console the kid, saying, "Oh, look, you know, if that person's getting it done, it's nothing to worry about." And honestly, guys, I was ready to cry. I was terrified. It was, you're locked into this thing, and you've got this metal thing coming into your eye, coming closer, and then it starts picking around at your eye. By that stage it's dead, so you can't feel it, but it's just horrific. He's picking around in there for about 10 minutes, got all the little bits out, washed it out, chucked an eye patch on, and I was on my way. But it was an absolutely horrific experience, and definitely not one that I'm in a big hurry to repeat. So just honestly invest in some of these. And that's the end of my little rant. So if you've listened to this, cheers, thanks for that. And hopefully, probably particularly, maybe some of the younger people out there, I say that, probably the younger people being taught good habits. It's probably the older people that need a wake-up call more than the young ones, to be honest. For God's sakes, guys, look after your eyes. That's all I can say. Because you're stuffed without them. And, you get one set, and that's it. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next week in my next video. And look after yourselves out there, guys. Particularly look after your eyes. And we'll catch you next week. And this is Lex out.